So welcome, this is my short video to show you some of the creative work that I've already posted up, and I want to make it clear that some of these are originals, like the Tito Santana you're looking at right now is mine from scratch, completely from memory, didn't use a picture for this one whatsoever. Here's Rick Martel starting with his early days back when he was Tony Garea, moving to Strike Force, and in a minute you'll see the model. Just a couple of quick ideas that I've got, or just overall concepts with this whole sharing thing online now with the PS3 and other systems. I see a lot of people who post their work up there and 400 and 500 people download it, but maybe 5 to 10 people actually rate it. It doesn't take but 3 seconds just to put a number of stars next to something and send. I just think that if you're going to download anyone else's work, number one, it's at least 3 stars, you wouldn't be downloading it. And number two, the least thing you can do is give it a fair review. You don't have to write words, no one's saying, write a whole paragraph. You don't have to put any words down, but to do a star rating, you owe it to that person. So that's just my personal beliefs. Here's one that a lot of people requested that I had done, which was Jim Cornette, so that it would complete the Midnight Express, and I did, as you can see. That's uploaded now. Along with Jim Cornette, there was one other piece to the puzzle missing for the Midnight Express, and it's Big Bubba Rogers. Now, this is one of those cases where Jim Cornette was completely mine. This, I downloaded a Big Boss Man that I thought was pretty good, and then I added the Bubba outfit to it. I changed the face up a little bit. In a second here, you're going to see him in the Big Boss Man outfit. That was done by the original creator. I didn't create that at all, nor do I claim to have. And I guess I forgot to put that in the video, but it's up there. Ricky Morton, completely mine from scratch, no pictures, all from memory. I think it came out pretty good, all things considered, and it's actually one of my more popular uploads. See him here in the red trunks. The Rock and Roll Express, one of the hottest teams of the 80s and even into the early 90s. They really had an incredible fan following. My favorite outfit is the one he's got on right now. I thought that was the one that just kind of represents the Rock and Roll Express the best. And that brings us up to Robert Gibson. Robert, of course, with the same outfit options as Ricky Morton has. Got the black trunks right here. The moment you'll see him in the other 2 styles. This is kind of the WCW where they made that brief comeback past their prime, but it's still fun to see them back in the ring again. The red trunks, and then of course coming up the ones that I personally like, the blue and black. Gibson, I think, was really underrated in his role with the team. He put on a really good show. He didn't have the charisma that Ricky did, and they offset each other in that way, but I thought Robert put on a pretty good match. And for his size, I thought he was a really talented wrestler. Here we go into current day mode with the Nexus, of course, Wade Barrett. You've seen some of these in the previous video I did, which I've probably taken down by now because I didn't want to have 2 of them up there with the same stuff on it. One of my more popular ones has been Michael Tarver. A lot of people seem to like this one. Again, original. Here's Michael McGillicuddy. I've had a lot of work I've done on him. I think he's gotten a bad rap on the reviews for this particular download, but that's interpretational. Justin Gabriel, again with somebody else's originally. I did a lot of changing to the face and to the costume, so I don't feel bad in posting it. Husky Harris was, I believe, an original from scratch, if I'm not mistaken, and I've just kept on tweaking the heck out of it until I was finally happy with it. And I'm kind of happy with where it's at now. Pete Slater was someone else's. I did a ton of work on it. Face, costume, everything. So once again, if I do that much work on it, I don't mind posting it. I've got a lot of really good downloads that I didn't do anything to, like Magnum TA, you'll see in our videos, and I'm not going to post anything I didn't contribute to. Here's Mike Rotundo from scratch, no pictures, no photographs, really happy with the way it turned out. Saw him with the US Express outfit, now he's with his Varsity Club gear. Didn't really care for IRS as a character, as a costume, or particularly as this creative wrestler. Barry Windham, one of my all-time favorite wrestlers. Can't say enough about the guy. Great wrestler, big man, could do it all. Here he is in the US Express outfit, and here he is with the Horseman outfit. And again, this was originally someone else's download. I did so much work on the face. All he had was the Horseman outfit, and that was it. Now you see him in the Blackjack outfit. Ric Flair, again, was someone else's download. I tweaked the crap out of this thing. Changed the costume up a little bit here. Once again, instead of ring robes, I created the Flair logo for the back of them. did a lot of work on the face. So for that reason, I felt it was good enough to post. AA, same thing with someone else's that I changed a lot. Face needed a lot of work. Now I think it looks pretty close to the real thing. When I first downloaded it, it did not look like that. And most of the originals are still up there, so you can compare and contrast yourself. In a few moments, you're going to see the LOD, and it'll give you a real good opportunity to see what I'm talking about. The LOD that I used in a video recently was straight from the download. I didn't have time to fix them. The ones you're about to see in this video are after the fact, and again, Tully, I did all that artwork for the back of the uniform there for the robe, and I did some work on his face. I also made this younger version of Tully Blanchard. Wasn't one of the options on the original download, where now it is. If you wanted to go back to the Georgia wrestling days, you got a younger version of Tully Blanchard. Lex Luger, again, this one's interesting. You got Machine Gun Rick, who thinks he's got some God-given right to bear arms or whatever. This is his original work. I made so many changes to the face because it didn't look close to the face on Lex Luger, and he took offense to me posting it, so deal with it. Greg Valentine, again, someone else's originally. It was getting 2 and 3 stars at best. Now that I've done all the facial work and the costumes, and I added the shin guard and the robes, now it's getting 4.5 to 5 stars all the time. People seem to really like the Greg Valentine, and that's cool. And again, you can look at the originals and compare and contrast yourself. You'll see the amount of work that I put into these things to make them better. And that's all I'm looking to do, and that's what the reason I post mine where you can edit them is I hope somebody might be able to improve on mine. You know, in the end, I want to have one that looks exact. So there's times where I just don't feel like I'm there. Again, Morocco was someone else's work. I didn't change a lot on Morocco, but I did change enough facially, and I made a younger version of him, which is the one you see here in the black. The younger version being back in the 80s. Roddy Piper, another downloaded one that I did a lot of work on, especially with the hair, the face. I think he looks a lot more like Roddy Piper now than when I downloaded him. Shane Douglas, once again, same story. In this case, I also added an entire costume that wasn't existing, which of course was my least favorite, Dean Douglas. I didn't like what the WWF had done to him by putting him in this costume right here, but he took his paycheck and he was going to follow orders, and I understand that. It just wasn't a good idea, and they're wasting a big opportunity to do something with him. And here we see now the revamped Legion of Doom. So compare this to the video that I posted last week with an LOD match, and you'll understand that I made some major changes to these things. I use them as a template if I download them, and I will almost always then go in and fix them up and change them. It just saves me a little bit of time if I have a template to start with. So again, I'll post these. There was no LOD 2000. I did all that. I created the shin guards and everything. Funny thing is I used the Jax action figure as a reference to get him as accurate and the face paint as accurate as possible. Again, I just like the way these guys turned out, and it's a far cry. If you look at the original Hawk download, all of the body size settings were zeros. He had done nothing to change the size of the arms, the chest, anything. So I did a lot of work, especially on the face of Hawk. He had the face of Hawk not looking so good. And here's the LOD 2000 version. So again, compare and contrast the video to this video and see the difference, and you'll understand. For those people that want to say that's not your work or post negative reviews because it was theirs first, I'm not reposting the same work. I'm reposting work that has been changed and corrected and enhanced. And again, I hope people do that for mine. Sandman, again, the first Sandman, nothing to do with me. This one, with the USA tights on, that was mine. Again, Chris Benoit wasn't mine, but I changed the hair, changed the face, and added the young version that you see here from the ECW.